Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So let's talk about this. This is something that truly intrigues me. We did a live about it 2 days ago, where we were talking about there being interest between the Toronto Raptors and Kawhi Leonard. Now, as you guys know, Kawhi Leonard went to the Raptors in 2018, 19, or whatever, and he won a championship his first year with the team. It was an incredible run, one of the best playoff runs we've ever seen by an individual player. And with 1 year, he was able to deliver a championship for the Toronto Raptors, something that they had never done before. I don't even think they went to the finals prior to that, but I could be wrong. But as you guys know, he left the Raptors, decided to go join the Clippers. At the time, a lot of people were saying that his best option would have been to remain with the Raptors and do at least another year. I tend to agree with them, but hey, he wanted a new challenge and all of that, and he chose Paul George. According to what I heard at the time, he wanted Masai Ujiri to bring in Paul George for Pascal Siakam. Masai wasn't willing to do that, and then Kawhi Leonard said, okay, I'm packing my bags, and I'm heading to California. So we have that there. Now, as you guys know, it's been a failure with the Clippers. It has been a failure. There's no other way to slice it. The best opportunity they had to win a championship was the first year, but of course they blew a 3-1 lead in the bubble. So ever since then, it's just been a lot of high hopes and and a lot of disappointment all throughout the years. Kawhi getting injured in the play, just a bunch of it's just been bad. But last year, however, Kawhi Leonard had an all NBA caliber. Yeah, I think he was on the second team, career high in scoring, if I'm not mistaken. He had a fantastic year. But as you guys know, this whole lawsuit with aspiration and all of that was looming. And a lot of us are kind of waiting for the conclusion of this lawsuit. But many people feel like if it comes out and is bad for Kawhi, they could possibly cause him to forfeit his salary. Now, the previous reporting that we did was essentially saying that Kawhi Leonard would be open to signing with the Toronto Raptors if they were willing to give him a longer deal. I want to see if we can actually pull up the post here. Yes, we have it right here. So this is the post here that we want to put up, and it says this: Kawhi Leonard would be open to signing an extension if the Toronto Raptors traded for him this offseason. The Raptors have interest in reuniting with Kawhi and may pursue a trade for him once his investigation clears. And he would be interested, essentially, and you guys, I'm sure have seen the post. He will be interested as long as he can get a contract extension. So anyway, I was searching a little bit on this story here with Kawhi, and I came across an article from Fadeaway World where it was actually Fadeaway World and Yahoo Sports, where they were presenting some real avenues for Kawhi Leonard possibly reuniting with the Toronto Raptors. So that's what I want to talk about today. But before we even get into that, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. It's a scorching sports summer, and you can make all your picks on PrizePicks. Women's basketball and baseball are heating up, and with big tennis slams and major golf tournaments on the horizon, you can make your picks for all these events and more all summer long on PrizePicks, America's #1 sports pick app. I think I'm going to get into soccer this summer with PrizePicks. They're offering everything from group stage winners to goals scored, and I'm excited to watch the big stars from countries like Argentina, Brazil, France, and the US and win money while doing it. What's cool is that I can stack game winners from soccer, NBA, women's basketball, and baseball on top of my player picks for even bigger payouts. And PrizePicks is available in all 50 states, including California, Texas, Georgia, and Florida. The entire summer of soccer is on PrizePicks, all 48 countries and every matchup. And if you rep your side during the tournament on PrizePicks, you could win a trip to the final in New York. It's the biggest tournament ever, which means there's even more opportunities to cash in while you root for your favorite national sides and global soccer stars. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. PrizePicks, a preferred partner of the NBA. Okay, fantastic. So let's get into this first one. It says, how the Toronto Raptors could acquire Kawhi Leonard in a blockbuster scenario. Seeing Kawhi Leonard back with the Raptors sounds crazy, but it's not as crazy as it did 1 week ago. The noise started after Jake Fisher reported that Leonard would be open to signing an extension with the two teams outside the Clippers, the Raptors and the Spurs. That's the important part. This is not only maybe he goes back for fun, it's about an extension. He will become a free agent in 2027, and no team is paying a huge trade price for a 35-year-old star if he can leave 1 year later. The Spurs are the other team in the conversation, and that also makes sense on the court. Leonard next to Victor Wembanyama would be insane if everyone is healthy. But history there is ugly. The exit from the Spurs was bad, and the fan reaction is still not soft. So yes, the Spurs are named to watch, but Toronto feels more natural as a nostalgia team. And come on, Raptors know this movie already. They traded for Kawhi, blah, 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 blah. So now we have another report here. This is from Yahoo Sports that I want to read from as well. It says 3 trade ideas Raptors could explore for Clippers star Kawhi Leonard. It says the Toronto Raptors are amongst the teams that could trade for Los Angeles Clippers star for Kawhi Leonard. Leonard spent the 2018-19 campaign with the Raptors, where he helped the franchise win its first and only title to date. He jetted for the Clippers the following season and has been in Tinseltown ever since. But with his contract nearly expiring, the team could look to trade its former star free agent. The Raptors have some assets to offer the Clippers, making a deal quite possible between the two sides. Here's 3 mock trades. Here's what 3 mock trades look like. Kawhi Leonard, Brandon Ingram swap. If there was a player Leonard would take over in the starting lineup, it would be Ingram, the team's starting power forward. A swap like this would give the Raptors a tentative starting lineup, and essentially they get younger. The second one is get value for RJ Barrett's expiring deal. In this potential deal, the Raptors would have to give up more assets to satisfy Leonard's hefty $50 million salary this upcoming season, but they would eliminate their forward mess in their depth chart. And then the last one, go all out, make it a blockbuster. This trade will give the Raptors a completely new look with 2 fresh starters in Leonard and Garland. The Raptors were reportedly interested in trading for LaMelo Ball from the Charlotte Hornets, so their desire to acquire Garland could make sense. The only way the Raptors would be able to take on both Leonard and Garland's contracts, which totals over $92 million, would be to include Portal's deal, which is valued at $100 million over the next 4 seasons. Adding that deal alongside Garland would raise the price for the Raptors. So, and the article just goes on. You guys can go check it out and read it. So there's some real possibilities why this could happen. Now, here's why I think that this makes sense from a basketball standpoint, and it's exciting to me. Number one, I think it would give Kawhi Leonard a breath of fresh air. You're going back to a place that you're familiar with. I have no doubt that the city would embrace him. Yes, a lot of people are upset that he left, but come on. The guy won you a championship. I think the majority of people are going to be happy for him to return back to Toronto, and he's still an all NBA caliber player. So it's not like as if he's washed up or anything like that. He's still a great player, all-star caliber player, and all of that. So it'll be a fresh start for Kawhi. I think it would kind of revitalize some of his fans as well. And then the next thing is the Raptors were a playoff team. I think last year they were the 4th or 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. So it's not like as if you're going to a bottom of the barrel a team in the Eastern Conference, and that would be an upgrade, by the way, from where he was with the Clippers, who were like a play-in team last year. So you're going from being on a play-in team to a team that was actually in the playoffs. So those 2 things alone would make it a major upgrade. And in terms of the Clippers, they kind of move off from that saga. They can get younger and just move on, right? So something I'm very interested in, and I wouldn't be mad if it happens. These are my thoughts.